In the 2004 and 2006 agreements, government committed to further increases in primary DOT. 80 minutes is required to complete commitments for the line of 240 minutes for HODs, and we believe it is due in this EBA. Our Level 3 and 4 principals and deputies are collapsing as they try to juggle dual responsibilities of admin and teaching. Our non-teaching administrators are drowning under the pressure of workload, with over 96% in a recent survey indicating they were suffering stress due to the sheer quantity of work. The second offer failed to respond to these demands. Curriculum change, demands for increasing sophisticated learning environments, inclusion, expectations that more targeted and individualised learning opportunities are provided, reporting and assessing tasks, collaborative practices, but some of the facets of the modern world of teaching which have brought additional workload for teachers and administrators. Planning and preparation time is simply not sufficient for the responsibilities being undertaken by primary teachers. Administrative time or support is inadequate to enable our administrators to address the multitude of responsibilities they are expected to carry. You want to work as professionals. You expect to be treated as professionals. You need adequate time to be provided to enable you to maintain your professional integrity and to enable you to establish a good work-life balance. Increased DOT for primary teachers and administrative time for teaching administrators is essential. We need you to message to the system and the Minister that schools are being propped up by hundreds and thousands of hours of voluntary unpaid work by teachers and administrators. This is unfair. This is unnecessary. This is creating unmanageable levels of stress. This is leading to resignations and early retirement. Support your negotiators by following Directive 1. Support your negotiators by informing the community of our workload issues. Members, today you have gathered to get an update on progress of the negotiations. You have been reminded of the key aspects of our claim. You are now very much aware that government and debt are yet to adequately respond to the significant rejection of the second offer. As members of the teaching profession and educators in government schools, we are calling on the Carpenter government to deal seriously with our claim, to take our demands for decent salary and decent working conditions as a strategic opportunity, a foundation upon which to rebuild the status of the profession, show faith in our capacity to continue to provide quality education for the children of Western Australian schools and build for the future. During a time of negotiating a new agreement, your executive and your negotiators are but two parts of the SSTUWA triangle. You, the members, are the third part. You, the members, have identified the key aspects of the claim to be progressed. I, as your president, executive as your representatives, and the negotiators need you to be strong, committed and active in supporting our log of claims. Each of the three elements equals our union. Each of the three elements must be committed, engaged and active within schools and the broader community, supporting the merit of our claim for decent wages and decent working conditions. Members, we now move to consider the resolutions of the meeting. I seek your strong endorsement for the following resolutions. 1. The SSTU and its members strongly condemn the Premier, Mr Alan Carpenter, the Treasurer, Mr Eric Ripper, the Minister for Education, Mr Mark McGowan, for failing to respond adequately and in a timely manner to the SSTUWA members' rejection of the second offer. 2. The SSTU and its members call upon the Minister for Education and Training, Mark McGowan, to release the Toomey Task Force report into teacher shortage as an act of good faith with teachers and the community, and to inform the negotiations. 3. The SSTU and its members draws to the attention of the Carpenter government their serious concern that a failure to provide decent salaries and decent working conditions for teachers in the 2008 EBA will risk the future of our students, our community's children, and a failure to address the teacher supply. 4. The SSTUWA and its members strongly urge the government to recognise that if it is to bargain in good faith To date, it has failed to provide a decent salary increase to teachers and administrators, failed to make provision for additional DOT for primary teachers and administrative time for teaching administrators, failed to address class size reduction, failed to introduce real strategies for workload reduction for teachers and administrators, failed to expand resourcing for student management. 5. The SSTUWA and its members calls upon the Carpenter Government and the Minister for Education and Training, Mr McGowan, to respond positively as a matter of urgency to the demand for a decent salary increase for teachers and administrators, provision for additional DOT for primary teachers and administrative time for teaching administrators, proposals for class size reduction in years 4 to 7 for practical classes and to support inclusion of students with learning difficulties, the introduction of real strategies for workload reduction for teachers and administrators, and the expansion of resourcing for student management. 6. The SSTUWA places on the record its strong belief that provision of decent salaries and decent working conditions for teachers and administrators is a key strategy for government to address both short-term and long-term solutions to current and real teacher shortages and being able to guarantee quality curriculum provision both now and into the future for the students of this state. The SSTUWA and its members urge the government to recognise this and to respond accordingly. 7. This meeting of the SSTUWA member calls on all members to actively participate in lobbying parents, community and politicians in support of our log. 8. The members of the SSTUWA fully support and endorse further industrial action as required if the government does not respond in a timely and adequate manner to concerns raised by the SSTUWA in relation to the negotiation of the Schools EBA 2008 and progression of the Union's log of claims. We thank you, members, for your time and your endorsement of these resolutions and encourage you to continue to keep yourself informed and engaged.